The Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor is a fifth-generation stealth tactical fighter aircraft developed for the United States Air Force. Join me in this video as I build and review the quick build model kit of this advanced fighter jet from Airfix. Hello and welcome to Model Minutes. In this video I build and review the quick build model kit of the F-22 Raptor from Airfix. The quick build line of model kits is a more recent addition to the Airfix catalogue, with the first examples dating back to around the year 2012. Before we begin, Airfix recommends this product to those aged 5 years and older, due to the presence of small parts. The box comes with a rather eye-catching orange and blue aesthetic. An image of the F-22 takes up the majority of the front of the box, and a smaller exploded image shows the style of construction. It appears from first glance that the parts come pre-painted or coloured, as some text on the front says, "No glue, no paint, just build." As you can see from the price tag, the recommended retail price is £13 at the time this video was made. The rear of the box contains another exploded image of the construction kit, and a picture indicating that display stand is included. Also, there are various specifications about the actual F-22 Raptor. I found these a little hard to understand, having to decipher and interpret the images in order to understand what the actual fact was. It's interesting to note that a flying hour token is also included with this set. These tokens can be redeemed against more model kits if you're a member of the Airfix Club. Although the box artwork is very eye-catching, I do feel that the box itself is made from quite thin cardboard, and is not as sturdy as the material used in the more traditional kits in the Airfix range. Moving on to the contents of the box, inside you'll find a double-sided A3 instruction sheet, which is printed in full colour with easy-to-follow exploded diagrams. One side of the instruction sheet contains an image of some of the other products in this range that you might want to add to your collection. A small sheet of self-adhesive stickers is included, which adds some colour and detail to the model. The stickers appear well printed, if a little simple. A clear plastic bag contains the 24 Lego-style components of this construction kit. As I progress through the build, I will inevitably compare it to a Lego set, as that is what it is most similar to. Construction begins by following the numbered stages in the instructions, snapping the underside of the fuselage together with the orange internal bricks. The plastic feels reasonably hard, perhaps slightly harder than the type of plastic used on their more traditional construction kits. This being said, however, it doesn't feel as hard or robust as a normal Lego set. I imagine that it would be quite easy to bend some of the components if it is subjected to rough play. The majority of components are moulded in grey, whereas the internal blocks are orange, and the canopy and display stand are a tinted black colour. As I progress through the build of this kit, it presents few challenges, providing you take the time to look over the instructions and correctly identify the next part of the assembly. Some of the parts are similar or symmetrical, so it can be easy to put the wrong piece in the wrong place. Whilst you watch a little more of the assembly, I'll tell you some information about the real F-22 Raptor. Entering service in December 2005 with the United States Air Force, this air superiority fighter features stealth, intelligence, ground attack and electronic warfare capabilities. Its two Pratt & Whitney turbofan engines feature thrust vectoring, which gives this aircraft exceptional agility and an estimated top speed of 1,500 miles per hour, but I'm sure that the actual top speed is classified. The Raptor features an internal weapons bay so as to help preserve its stealth capability, and it can be outfitted with various munitions for air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. Additionally, it can be fitted with external hardpoints for extra drop tanks or weapons if required. A 20mm Vulcan rotary cannon in the right wing root provides extra firepower for close-range engagements. In September 2014, the Raptor saw its combat debut as it took part in the intervention in Syria, bombing Islamic State ground targets. Each aircraft is estimated to cost over $150 million, and in order to get value for money, they have a projected service life up until 2060. The F-22 is not available for export sales to other countries. As a result, other nations are able to purchase the F-35 Lightning II, which borrows many of its design features from the F-22 Raptor. Construction of the kit is almost complete. The wings and rudders of the model are all single components. All of the parts have quite good clutch. That's the force they use to stick together and stay assembled. Having completed the build of the aircraft, the display stand comes in 3 parts and again just clicks together. The stickers can then be applied. They peel off the backing paper easily and adhere to the model well. And that's all there is to it. This model took less than 10 minutes of construction time and provides a reasonable representation of the real F-22 Raptor. I've got my reservations about this kind of model, as I'm sure it's meant to be an introduction to scale modelling, but I feel it's more of an introduction to the Airfix brand rather than the actual hobby. It seems to me that Airfix are trying to cash in on the Lego style construction kit's popularity, but from my experience, the transition between Lego and scale modelling is quite a big one. The Revel snap kits would be a better transition, as they introduce you to more elements that are familiar to scale modellers, such as sprues and cements, etc., but being able to achieve good results without too much painting practice. The model is reasonably sturdy when constructed and would hold up to some rough play, but as previously mentioned, the plastic is not as tough as I would expect it to be, and I feel that if it is played with too roughly, elements of the model could bend or snap. As far as detail goes, it's virtually non-existent. There are some panel lines, but they are simplified and faint. Instead, the model relies on the rather bland stickers to add a bit more colour to the model. I'm not sure if this kit is meant to be to any particular scale, as I couldn't find one on the box or on the Airfix website. Perhaps the retail price of £13 is a little expensive, particularly considering the short amount of time it took to construct, but I imagine for a child there would be an element of play value after it had been assembled. So, in conclusion, I have my reservations about this kind of product and its suitability as an introduction to the hobby. Perhaps I'm a bit cynical, and it actually sparks the imagination of the younger generation to then take up a tube of cement and a paintbrush and start their first real scale model kit. I'd be interested to know how many modellers were introduced to the hobby as a result of this line of kits. So if you got started on these kits, let me know in the comments below. All in all, it's not a bad product. I'm just not sure I'm entirely convinced of the concept. As always, let me know what you think of my build and the finished product in the comments below. I'm always keen to hear your suggestions as to other kits that you'd like to see me build on my channel, so feel free to post that too. All that's left to say is thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe in order to see more content, and click that notification button to help support the channel. Feel free to share this video with your family and friends, and you can connect with me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. See you all again next time.